Now then guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So on today's episode, I've got a few goodies. Some of them need upgrading, some of them need up-to-dating, and some of them just need plain looking at. So yeah, I'll get straight into it. On today's episode, what we'll be doing is changing the seat. This one is FIA approved, in date, ready for racing next year. I'm going to attempt to put these on my sliders that are on the car, because this new seat is side mounted. We've also got up-to-date harnesses. Again, I need them for I need them to be up to date, obviously, because my old ones have run out in 2020. I think it was 2020. Anyway, they're still fine. I'm going to put them in the passenger seat for track days and that, so at least I've got a harness now for my passenger. And yeah, the passenger seat will stay as well, because that doesn't have to be FIA approved or anything, just the driver's seat. And of course, I think everyone knows what that is. So at the minute I've got a 1.75 handheld. I've got a spare one here. That was from August, well, that was out of date August 2020. I needed to upgrade it again for the last couple of rounds of time attack, which is a bit annoying. So at the minute I've got a fire extinguisher in there. Well, I've got two, but I've got one in there that's due date 2023, and then obviously that one there. Well, the series I'm racing, modified Fords, they need to see on their regs a 4 litre, at least a 4 litre plumbed in fire extinguisher. So I've never done any of this. I've never plumbed in a fire extinguisher before. Looks fairly simple. It's just a few lines, a few connectors. I think it all comes in the box. And yeah, we're going to point it basically where all the fire may happen. So I'm going to put, I think it comes with 6 like hose, like attachments sort of thing. So I'm going to put 3 in the engine bay on the hottest points. For example, the turbo, the fuel lines, gearbox, oil filter, anything like that. I'm going to put them there, pointing in that direction. In the cab, I also want to put 3. I want to put 1 on the fuel, 1 on me, because I think that's a regulation. Probably 2 on me. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see how long the lines are. See if they reach in the state. I'm pretty sure they will. And then go from there. But that's what we're going to be up to today. So, need to fit the seat. Take my seat out. Fit the new seat, which is a Sparco Sprint, by the way. As you can tell. Fit the new seat. Really comfortable. Fit the new harnesses. Again, Sparco. I've got Sparco as my old ones, so I kind of trust them. And then obviously I've got a Lifeline 4 litre plumbing thing, because I trust Lifeline with that. Not that I've ever had to use it, not that I ever want to use it, but it's there potentially to save my car, and everyone should have one. So anyway, we'll get cracking on, and I'll update you once I've got that seat out. It's just a quick one I want to show you. So obviously I've been doing a shit ton of track days, a couple of race days. Did the race day at Snetterton. I knew my pads were getting low, as I told you in the last video, just before I raced Snetterton. But I took them off, obviously, because I've got new pads to put on, and this is what they look like. Yeah, so they were gone. They were pretty gone. They were well gone, in fact. Not too sure how many more breaks they would have lasted, but I've put new pads in now. So yeah, the biting feels almost stupid again, because I wasn't used to it, because I was putting a lot of pressure on those brakes. And it was stopping me fine. It never got fade or anything, which is good. But the pedal just felt long, as it would, because you're near the end of your life with the pad. So yeah, I put the new pads in, took it for a drive just to bed the pads in, and fuck it. The brakes feel fucking mint again. So I don't know how that's going to translate in the next track day. Probably going to be locking up everywhere, but yeah, just thought I'd show you them because I thought it was quite funny when I took them out and they were all cracked and fucked. Anyway, so I've just opened the box of things, see what we got. So, I'm guessing that's the line. That's all the line, which is good. Instructions, I'll be reading them. Stickers, who doesn't like stickers? I got some stickers. And then, oh bloody hell. Oh bloody hell. Welcome to another episode of AJ Out of His Comfort Zone. So, we have got plates, I'm guessing, to hold the thing. Again, I'll read the instructions. Some fat V-band clampy boys over there. 2 pull switches, pull things. I'm guessing one's for the outside of the car, one's for in. I've got another one there, a refresh one for my kill switch, which needs to be refreshed because it's stuck solid. And then some zippy zip ties and some fittings. They're the nozzles that the fuel comes out. So I think I've got my work cut out for me today. I think I'm going to do the seat first because I know what I'm doing with the seat, or at least get it so I can put it in the car, and then we'll crack on with this. Okie dokie, so first thing I need to do is take the harnesses off this one and then remove these 4 bolts to get the seat completely out. God, it needs a clean in here, it's filthy. Anyway, so remove those harnesses. Seat is out, harnesses are off. Old seat is over there in the garage. Now I'm just planning on doing the side rail. So I've took the actual base mount off, strengthened nicely by Tom and his welding skills. So I've done that. I just need to put these side mounts on. So I've measured them so far. I think that hole needs to be in there, and that hole needs to be in there. Okay, so once those 2 little holes line up and I bolt that to the slider, technically then the side mounts should then slide once I put the slider mechanism onto the base mount. It's all confusing. It might seem simple. Probably is simple to most people, but to me it's confusing. I've never had a good time mounting seats. It's always been a bit of a nightmare, but I just thought I'd completely obliterate everything, take everything apart and start from fresh, because that way I know everything's going to go together nicely. So I'm going to find a few nuts and bolts. I've got loads of brand new ones in here, so I'm going to use them. And I shall update you once everything is bolted together, and hopefully got to the point where I'm about to slap the seat on. This is what it looks like so far. So I've got the side rails mounted on, they're mounted onto the sliders. The sliders are now mounted onto the frame, and that's all solid now. The seat, I've just double checked fits, so all I need to do now is basically fit the seat into some of these bolts. Whichever one of these bolts it will be determining the angle and the height of the seat. So that'll be trial and error. So I've tightened everything up now. It's all solid. Quite hefty, quite heavy, but I suppose it's safety, so I need it. So I'm just going to bolt the seat on and see how it sits when I bolt it on. If it sits fine, I'll leave it and tighten it up, and if it doesn't, then I'll adjust it. So I'll update you once the seat is actually in the car. That's what I had to do as well, just so the slider would slide, was cut them, because they started off that length. I had to cut them just so they would sit in there, but the tight and the sliders work now. Just need to add that to the slider to make it actually work. But yeah, other than that, get the seat on, see what it looks like, put the harnesses in, and then jobs are good, I think. After a million years of taking the seat out, put it back in, taking the seat out, adjust it, putting the seat back in, it's finally in at my arranged and happy setting. So here it is. The shoulders are slightly thinner than the Marcos, and it is a large. I know I'm quite wide shouldered, but I didn't think I'd need an extra large because I'm not a tubby man, but I guess, I mean they fit, but to be totally 100% comfortable, I mean I'm 90% comfortable now, but to be totally 100% comfortable I'd need an extra large. But the arse is perfect, I can't move out the seat sort of thing, so it's a good seat. Anyway, sliders are on, they work. The side rails are on, they're on the lowest setting, things are on. Next thing I need to do is fit this harness. So I've fitted the one that goes there. Obviously I need to fit the other side and the two shoulder hoops as well. So I think I'm going to take those hoops off, transfer them to there, then I can remove that standard seat belt because they weigh quite a lot to be fair, and then go from there. But I'll show you. So I'm comfy, it's a comfy setting, stretched there, my steering wheel's there, so everything's good. I'm not going anywhere, I can still reach my gears easily. So yeah, it's a happy position. I'm a bit further back than before, but I'm more comfortable now because I've got more adjustment to the seat. So yeah, I'm happy with that. The shoulders still go over my shoulders nice and easily. So it's just a case now of, I think, removing this seat, taking the standard seat off, seat belt off, putting my other harness, which is there still at the minute, onto this side, and then yeah, done. But that took fucking ages, just because I was fucking about with different positions and taking the seat out, putting it back in, sort of thing. So yeah, I'm going to just quickly tighten all these bolts, make sure they're all tight, and then go from there. But yeah. Harnesses are done. They are strongly and firmly attached to the harness bar. I've just sat in them, I've just tested them out to see if they actually fit me, and they do. Plenty of room. And then obviously I've done yonder side as well. Obviously they need to go in the seat, but first I need to, yeah, there's my little neatness. Neatness is key. Scrutineers is like neatness. But yeah, first off I need to take that seat out, take the original seat belt out, the original seat clip out, and then drill a hole in the bottom of my car for the eyelet, for the harness, for the passenger side. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, kind of fed up with seats, so I don't know if I should do that now or the yeah, I'm going to do that now. It's basically a drill in it, so that's what I'm going to do now. So yeah, I can't do that now because the kit doesn't come with any of those plates. So you've got the eyelets, I've got the eyelets here. But ideally as well, you need an eyelet plate that sits underneath the car. You drill the hole, the eyelet goes through the hole, and there's like a big square, like 4" by 4" square thick plate steel that like clamps the eyelet to the actual body of the car, but it doesn't come with them. I thought it would do. So what I can do for the time being is still put the harnesses in, but I just won't be able to clip them in fully. So I'll keep my standard seatbelt in there for now, put the harnesses in like they would be anyway, order that little like plate, and then yeah, and then I'll bolt it in as and when. And once I've done that, I can take the original seatbelt out. So yeah, I guess I can't really do much more. I'm going to try and sort out the fire extinguisher, but I need to properly plan where I'm going to put that because it's quite big compared to my last one. My last one is placed here. So my last one's placed there. Not too sure I'll be able to get away with the 4 litre one there. I might be able to, but I doubt it. In fact, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get away with there, because they've still got a fuck ton of space to put their feet. But yeah, so far so happy. Seats in, harnesses in, I can drive the car at least. FIA approved, everything is FIA approved because it needs to be. It's all in date, jobs are good. Harnesses are on. I just need to use a standard seat belt for the time being until I can get one sorted. But yeah, next thing on the list to do is the new fire extinguisher. I'm thinking about putting it there because it's out of the way of people's feet, or mostly out of the way of people's feet because their feet are going to be here when they're sat here. I was going to put it on the bulkhead, but then I need as much weight as far back as I can go, and I can't put it behind because I don't think I'll have enough lead to get on the engine, get around the engine and where I want it to do. So I think the best thing for me to do is stick it there and be done with it. So what I'm going to do is there's some plates like that. Basically what I'm going to do with that is just drill a little hole, rivet them in. Once they're riveted they won't go anywhere, and then I've got obviously this double-sided sticky tape that I think goes on there, and then I've got the like clamp things that also clamp around it so it doesn't move once it's actually in situ. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to have it. Should be alright, should be able to get enough length to put it in the engine bay and around the cockpit. So that's what I'm going to do. So I need a drill, marker pen, lines, and then I need to figure out where the lines are going to go. So I give up. I was going to have it here where all my tools were, where the feet go, but then I decided to have it here. So I took the seat out and I bolted it there. I think it will be better there. I've just unreeled all the line that this kit has come with, and there is a fuck ton of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'll have spares after that. So basically all I need to do is run a line from here to the engine bay, from the other side to me. Probably have one here, one on the roll cage, and then I'll have 4 in the engine bay just to protect that. But yeah, pretty much done here for today. I've just riveted these brackets in and then bolted it with these little kind of V-band clamps, and you know, she's solid, so that's definitely not going to be moving anywhere. I'm hoping you can definitely read the dates and the services or whatever on it. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It's just started to rain, so I'm going to call it a day, but I'm pretty happy with progress. So the seat and the harnesses are in, as well as the side mounts onto the seat rails, which is good. So the seat harnesses in and the fire extinguisher is bolted on. So yeah, that's it for today. Join us tomorrow, hopefully when I finish this shenanigans off. Oh, I need some zip ties as well, so I can zip tie all the lines.
A few moments later.
Guys, you join me on the next day. So what the plan is today is to finish off the fire extinguisher, the routing. I just took my car for a quick test drive and the seat is in its best position now. It's pretty good, I'm pretty happy with it. So I just need to kind of get used to it on track and then go from there. But what my plan is with the positioning of the fire extinguishers is, so I've got this one here, so it's the 0-2000 systems, yeah? Pretty obvious about that. So it says there needs to be 4 in the engine bay and 4 in the cockpit. So if in case of a fire, hopefully it never happens, but if in case of a fire I'm going to get very wet. But it is what it is. I'd rather have, you know, me safe, the car safe, and you know, everything going to be workable afterwards, rather than having a nasty fire and being gutted about it for ages. So the ones in my cockpit I've planned, and I fancy them having one, so starting here, measure up there, tee it off here. One that goes all the way up here and then turns to face the fuel. Same on the other side, because there's not much else in the back that is going to set fire but, you know, this if it's potential. So that's the back sorted. The front, I'm going to have it teeing off again, so it's going to come up here, up the cage, down here, and then to this hole here. I will have a cage here at one point, so I'll end up putting it on the cage, but that'll have it facing one for the passenger side, and then the same up the top and around down to the driver. That should be it for the cockpit. That will fill me up with foam, lovely, if in case I have a fire. And then for the engine bay, obviously I need 4 in the engine bay as well, so my plan is come through the bulkhead, have one for the fuel here, pointing towards the fuel and the exhaust area, have another one down here pointing to this area. I know this isn't highly likely of getting fuel, but you need one in each corner of the engine, so it kind of covers the engine completely. No matter where it's going to come from, it will cover it. Same again, so I'll run it around the engine, have one pointing that way, and then again one pointing down there. So that's the plan of action. All I need to do now is get the tape measure out, start measuring lengths of the pipe that I need. Hope and pray I've got enough. I think I have, there's loads of it. So hope and pray I've got enough, and then start teeing stuff off. Pretty sure if I don't have enough I can go online and buy some more pipe, but we'll try and work what we've got with. So yeah, I'll update you once I've got the first few T-fittings on. I've noticed when you cut them, I use a grinder, it's just dead easy, they're quick. It leaves quite a lot of like swarf in the actual pipe. Not so much swarf, less like a lip. So I've got myself a pick, just to make sure the flow is good if and when it does happen. I'll just run around with a pick. Excuse my camera angle, it's shocking. Blow it out, look something like that. So it's a lot better flow. Make sure obviously the stuff can get in there. Okay guys, so that is the cab at least done. So as you can tell, I've got it going from the extinguisher to this first T-piece which leads up the roll cage, one to the fuel, and then T-piece, one to the passenger / me, and then the same as the other one. So T-piece is here, goes all the way up to here where the C-piece is. One of them will be going to the fuel and the other one is going to me. So that's the cab done. I'm not too sure I've got enough to do the engine bay, which is slightly irritating, so I'll have to order some more. I'm not even too sure what it is, but I'm sure if I spoke to Mr. Demon Tweaks he would hopefully sort me out. So yeah, I'll see what I can do with the engine bay and update you from there. I have finished doing the fire extinguisher. Unfortunately I've run out of pipe, so in the engine bay at the minute I've only got one, so it comes through the bulkhead, through my little thing I've got here. I am going to be zip tying, like clamping it there once I've got all my bits. I still need to take this off to add another one of these, because that's for the kill switch. I'll have to have one for the fire extinguisher as well. So the one comes from the bulkhead down, and then it just fires there for the time being. So the next one will be a little bit off, and another T-piece here which will fire straight down to the exhaust and the turbo. Then I'll follow it down and round here, so I've got another one in the same position as that and another one here. So we're nearly there, I've just run out of pipe. We've still got all the fittings we can ask for, just we haven't got enough pipe. So I'll get on the phone or the internet and I'll order the base plate for the seat, eyelets, and some more of this pipe, and then we'll be laughing. I don't know if that wasn't just enough pipe or it was because I've got it set far back. I don't know if usually people I don't know how people usually do it, but I've set mine here. I just want as much weight as far back as I can on the passenger side, just because of weight reasons really. So I don't know if usually people have it in the footwell. Maybe I probably would have had enough pipe if I'd done it in the footwell, but obviously I haven't, and I'm doing it where I want to and how I want to. So let's say, because it's a front wheel drive estate, I know it's going to have a little bit more weight at the back anyway, but I just want as much weight on the passenger side at the back as I can, just to even out the weight basically. So that's there. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with everything that's gone today. Obviously I just need to wire in these little pull cords. I need to make a little panel for here, because this one's seized, that's why I've got another one. So I'll pull this off, make another little panel, probably out of metal, just get my grinder out and get freaky with it. Make a purposeful looking one where it actually looks like it's meant to be, and then that's it, that's done. And then feed them through the bulkhead, obviously, make sure everything is free and working, and then Bob's your uncle. The update time, as you can tell, it's getting a bit dark outside now, so I've been at it for a while. I had to make 2 brackets. I've put the cowling back on, and I'll be honest, I don't want to take it back off, but I've made 2 brackets, one for the kill switch and one for the fire extinguisher. I do want to make this prettier at some point, but once I've got the bonnet on, to be fair, that'll look pretty purposeful. So the brackets for them are made now. That's all running nice and smooth. It's not getting caught on anything, which is a bonus. Just got to remember I've got to keep them greased up. Just a bit of WD-40 will do every now and then. So the next thing I need to do is go into the cab and sort out my lengths for the actual switches in the cab, and then potentially make another one of those brackets so I can pull it any time I want on the car if and when I do need it. As I say, I'm getting there. It's just a very, very slow process making brackets that need to be twisted and shaped differently, and yeah, it's all a bit. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the inside now. I'll put the bonnet back on, move on to the inside, and then see how that goes. Okay then guys, so update time again. I have fixed or fitted the cables. Everything is now running as it should be. I'm just going to show you that dead quick. So the first bracket I've made is here. You can see that. That is for the fire extinguisher that leads to this one. Not very good at filming. That one there. And if in case of a fire that I see anywhere, smoke anywhere, blah blah blah, all I've got to do is pull that and the whole fire extinguisher will be activated. The one in the engine bay and the one in here. And then this one that's on the bottom is there for the one that's on the bonnet sides for the marshals. So yeah, that's done. It's been 2 days now. I have driven the car for 2 days, just daily in it, back to work. It's probably about 30 miles a day, and I've tried a new seat out and I was not happy with it. It just wasn't great. So what it is basically is a steel frame with elastic, and the steel frame didn't fit my shoulders very well, didn't fit it very nice, and the elastic just made the car seem even more bouncy than it usually is. So I just didn't feel attached to the car. I had a word with one of my sponsors, and he said he would get me a new seat for me. So just had a quick chat with him. I said what was what and how I wasn't very happy with the seat and the seating situation, and he's got me this. So it's basically the one up from the Sprint. So I've got a Sparco Sprint. I'm just going to use that as for passengers, and this one is a Sparco Grid. As you can tell, it's a fiberglass shell, fiberglass bucket. It's a little bit lighter, which is a bonus for me as well, and it's not as deep bucket to sit in, so my legs don't feel like they're being pushed in the air, so I can actually reach the pedals, and the shoulder is absolutely perfect. It feels exactly like my Bamarcos did. The only reason I got rid of my Bamarcos, or not got rid, but I had to take them out, is because they're not FAA approved. We need that sticker to prove that they are suitable for racing, and these ones are. So yeah, massive thanks to Furioso Works for that. I'm sure I'll pay him back one day. But yeah, good thing about being sponsored, I guess, you get the help that you need. So, as I say, the only thing I need to do now is again adjust this seat for my personal preference, so it feels nice when I drive it, etc. But other than that, fit the passenger side bucket in, but that's not going to be on the video. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Next video, I don't know what the next video is going to be, but I've got a few plans in the making to add some vinyl to this car. So obviously it's all wrapped anyway, but I fancy making some decals, make it stand out on track for when I'm racing it again. Bit like it was, well, not quite as aggressive as it was when I did time attack like last year, but it's going to be quite subtle. So if you keep updated with Instagram and here, I'm sure it will be revealed very soon. But it's going to look sick. So I've got a design in my head. Usually ends up in my head and stays in my head, but I think it's going to look mint. So stay with me, stay tuned. If you like the video, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think to all the new bits that I've got. See what you think. See if you've had them in the past, and see what you think to them. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next one, guys. So have a nice night. Peace out.